Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome to the channel and thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. Guys, this is a video that I've wanted to hit on because it's what's going on in the world today. And it's scary, it's real, it's something I didn't think I would ever see in this country. It's just unbelievable. There are people that after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, a man of 31 years old who was assassinated in front of his wife. He had 2 children. I mean, people rejoiced in that. How could that be? But why would people rejoice in that? What's up with that? Listen, I can't say that I followed that man's agenda, that I believed in his agenda, but that's what we do when we disagree with somebody now. We just take them out. Like, come on. Guys, there is a content creator who I follow, who I really, really like. And I have put his videos on the channel and I have gone over his videos on the channel. I'm going to do it one more time. Only this time I have to disagree a little bit with Harsh Reality. Even though I think he looks marvelous and I love the meat and potatoes and all of that, I don't mean any disrespect, but I just want to clear some stuff up. But I love what the message is. And the message is that we don't behave like animals, that we have a consideration towards people, and that we don't just follow people because they say so, which I'm sorry, I've seen that that's what people do. And it's too bad that people don't use their own critical thinking and stand up for themselves and say, you know, somebody told me, and I have such respect for this person, that when there's a fire, we have 3 choices. We could throw water on it, we could throw oil on it, or we could walk away from it. Let's throw water on these fucking fires already. Guys, let's watch this. I am going to interrupt Harsh, not because he's not gorgeous and good looking, because I think he is gorgeous and good looking and all that good stuff. I think he's an icon, right? His hat. Yeah. This is because we want to get to the meat and potatoes of it. Harsh Reality here, guys. Let's listen to what he says and let me interrupt him. And I love the accent. You got to love the accent. You know who else I like? Snarky Beach. Love that accent. Let's go.
Check this out.
So, hey, why don't you guys like Charlie Kirk?
I think that I don't like his views on genocide and how he's supporting I don't like the murder of children dying in Palestine.
What?
America. I don't approve.
So, Charlie Kirk, he is supporting mass genocide. There you go. Let me know down in the comments. Put a comment down below if you are someone who agrees that Charlie Kirk agrees on mass genocide. Obviously, Charlie Kirk had some views on guns. He believed that it was a right to bear arms. It is in the Constitution. You have the right to bear arms, and yes,
That's not
at the end of the
okay.
day,
So I just want to say that Harsh is wrong. I know that the guy with the hair, and I shouldn't be talking about hair because we know what's under this hat, but yeah, I think that this guy is talking about where Charlie stood on Gaza, on the Gaza Strip. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, I think it's about what's going on over there in Israel and what's going on over there on the Gaza Strip. So, and the Palestine people, and that's what I think he's talking about. Whether you agree with that stance or not, but at least I think that that's what he's talking about, not about the right to bear arms. The mass genocide, I think, definitely is the stance over there.
Because of that, there will be collateral damage, and people took that as, oh, that means that he just wants everybody to die. Doesn't care if everybody gets killed. That's it. That's what his views were.
That's not what it was. That's not what it was. And it still apparently does not give anybody a reason to unalive anybody. I mean, clearly, if mass genocide is a problem, then a single life is a problem as well. No? Yes.
He just is well aware that when you start allowing people to strip back on your...
Basically, what's going on here is Harsh is showing that there's a lot of fucking sheep and there's not enough leaders. You know, everybody's a fucking sheep and nobody's using their own mind. They're just following, you know, and because of that and the ignorance, look at what happened to Charlie Kirk. Now, I think that whatever happened to Charlie Kirk, and when I say whatever happened to Charlie Kirk, I know that the guy was assassinated. I'm not 100% sure by who and what was the reason for it. But there's just no way of finding any reason to find that this behavior of unaliving anybody like this would be okay. It's not something that our country no country should allow this. No country at all. But, you know, you got a bunch of dumb people that follow people and believe what people say without checking what people say. And it makes this anger and it fuels people's anger because people are already angry. They're just looking for a reason or a place to put that anger. And lo and behold, you know, you got somebody like Charlie Kirk that you might misunderstand, and there's your anger. There it goes. Right there. It's a funnel right to Charlie Kirk, and you can't do that. That's not how we're supposed to deal with anger. I'm not agreeing with the man's stances on things, but definitely I'm 1000% not agreeing with the way he was taken out of this world either.
He's condoning someone who's pushing the U.S. to become more authoritarian and is violating the Constitution every which way. He confused a dolphin fetus with a human fetus.
So I remember that. I remember when somebody was showing him and he doubled down and said, yeah, that was a fetus. It was a human fetus. They're missing the point. Listen, they're missing the point. I believe that women have a right to make their own choices about their own body. This argument about the fucking dolphin fetus is because these guys are morons. It doesn't matter that he got the wrong fetus. He's saying that there should be life. So it doesn't matter. The average bear would not know baby fetus from dolphin fetus, but it didn't change the argument. It didn't change the argument at all. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? You know, again, totally think that it's a woman's choice, right? But to turn this into, oh, well, he couldn't tell one fetus from another fetus, therefore you hate him. You hate him for that reason. Man, your life has got to be so perfect that you don't allow anybody that any bit of grace at all, right? I mean, I know you dislike the guy, but that says more about you than him.
Charlie.
I hate him because he couldn't determine a baby fetus from a dolphin fetus. What a fucking great argument that is. And it wasn't about that. It was, I mean, the argument solely was about when life begins, you know, and what Charlie believes where life begins and where these guys believe where life begins. So, you know.
Dolphin fetus with a human fetus.
Yeah, I'm like, when was this?
It was during his he was asked, is this a baby? And showed a picture of a dolphin fetus. And he said, without a doubt. And the guy got him.
Boo, Charlie Kirk.
He got him
When do you
out.
think life begins?
That was the question. See, how did the guy get Charlie Kirk? It didn't change the debate. It didn't change the question. It didn't change the answer. It didn't change that. So, listen, I don't have a problem with people standing up for a country and speaking, but they need to communicate and they need to use their own critical thinking. There's a problem when we have a herd mentality, when we have a mob mentality. And that's what it is. It's like-minded people that sit in an echo chamber and they never get out of the echo chamber. So it just feeds them with more and more and more and more and more and more hate because there's a void. There's a void in society today. And instead of people looking for positive to fill it, a lot of people are looking to fill and feed the anger and the hate that they can't make it in this world, that it's hard to make it in this world, that things are so expensive that they've got to work 2 and 3 jobs. They can't keep up with their kids. They can't keep up with their wives, their husbands. They're nobodies. It's so hard. And instead of talking about this in a way that matters and in a way that's communicative and can get the point across, no, we're just going to unalive people. It's so ridiculous, and this argument is just so stupid. That smug look on his face about a fucking dolphin fetus, that does not change the argument. That will never win an argument. And buddy, I think I'm on your side. It's a woman's choice. But saying he can't figure out a dolphin fetus from a human fetus, that doesn't do anything but just make more distraction.
No idea.
What a fucking muppet. When do you think life begins? And he's just...
So when does life begin? Because Charlie Kirk believed life began at conception. He says that's when you get all your DNA. That's who you are. That's when you get your temperament and all that. That's when that happens. I don't know science enough to know. I'm sure that's how you get your DNA. As far as getting your temperament and stuff, I would think some of that comes around as you grow up. But I have an argument for Mr. Kirk, who's no longer here, unfortunately. If that is, conception is the time and the point in which we are determined to be who we are. And if you value that at conception, why don't you value that when they're 18, 19, 20 years old and they're uncomfortable in their own skin and they want to just peel off their skin and be the sex that they feel that they were born into? Not a back and forth where one day I'm going to be male, one day I'm going to be female, but there are people, as we know, that genuinely feel so uncomfortable in their skin that then when they look in the mirror, they just don't recognize themselves. Now, listen, please, please, please. I don't know what that feels like. I don't have a clue what that feels like, except when I was younger and that time of the month rolled around and the first 36 hours, I was miserable. I felt bloated. I felt unhappy. I felt horrible. But I knew in 36 hours, I would feel better. Now, if I were to feel that way all the time, that's the most uncomfortable I've ever felt. I'm serious. If I felt that way all the time and saw no end to it, yeah, that would be a totally different feeling. But in 36 hours, I know I'm going to feel better. I'll feel better about myself and, I won't feel so bloated. I'll be a lot more comfortable. But if that was something that I felt 365, 24/7, no, that wouldn't be okay. I would seek an alternative to that. So I have to just stop and put myself in somebody else's shoes. Now, I don't think people should go for these changes before a certain age, not at all. But I think after a certain age, when somebody is determined and they 100% sure, then I think it's their choice to be whatever gender that they feel they are, you know, and even if they feel like the one that they were born into wasn't the one that suits them. But it shouldn't be a willy-nilly thing. Please understand that. And that's my opinion on it. I don't need to check with somebody else to make sure it's right. That's what feels right within me. If I change my mind in time, that's one thing. I haven't changed my mind all these years. What somebody does with their own body is their own business.
Ask me an easier question. Ask me an easier question. This is gonna get better.
I don't know, and for that reason, I think we should force people to do this. That's why we choose the choice, to make the choice.
Gotcha. What about you?
I agree with both of what they have said, and I think that...
I agree with both what they've said. And this is the problem, you see. I agree with both what they've said. So what did that one say? Well, he just went...
You see what I'm saying? And I totally agree. Like, you can't... People that don't know who they are and hide behind other people to show and tell them what to do. That's why we have a responsibility in this world. You know what I mean? To be the best we can be, because we don't know how we're going to influence others. You know, guys, this is a huge problem. It's a huge problem online when people just believe people. It's a huge problem in the real world when people just believe people. We have to do our own research. We have to use critical thinking. We have to have our own due diligence. We can't depend on other people to just make decisions for us and for us to go to them for the decisions that they make for themselves. Who knows if they've done their due diligence or their research? We could all just be chasing our tail here and dying over that. Wouldn't that be pathetic? Yeah, it would be. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Tell me what you think. I mean, seriously, tell me what you think. And be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.